Well, I had a real stroke of luck because I got introduced to somebody called Ian Cooper. And the two of us were young architects with PhDs, which is a fairly rare commodity. And we were very fortunate to have been approached by the BRE to work on something. We were both approached independently. We've both done little consultancy work. And we went into business jointly to originally just to write a technical handbook, which was about the use of passive solar design, exploiting sunshine in housing design to offset the need for applied energy. And what we discovered was not only did we get on quite well as a sort of working partnership, but also we found a niche. We found an opportunity to work as technical writers, supporting various initiatives from BTI, BRE, what used to be called the Energy Technology Support Group, and other organisations who had a need for the skills that we brought. And so, compared with my architectural career, where I'd been scratching around to do local house extensions, all that kind of awful stuff that you do, this was a completely different world, really. We kept on being invited to big projects. We didn't win all, of course, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, but it was enough to establish us. And that firm is still going. Our partnership is still going after just coming up to its 30th anniversary. As a result of the strength of that and my giving up my sort of architectural aspirations, without some regret, I must tell you, but anyway, it just didn't work for me. I then moved to Cambridge, because that was where Ian was based, and the two of us took space in a spin-off. The office is occupied by a spin-off firm from the University of Cambridge, from, in fact, the Department of Architecture. So I got to know some of the staff, and when an opportunity arose to spin back in, I did that and took a part-time post, originally part-time, in the university. And in a way, I've sort of been there ever since, and that's nearly 20 years. Now, we've got David in the audience, so I'm going to be careful what I say. I was hoping there'd be no academics, because then I could pontificate.
Whatever you like.
I could have pontificated. But if you do have aspirations to work in academia, there are several things which I would recommend. The first is you probably need to get a PhD, because it's increasingly difficult to get a post. I know some of you will be invited to teach first-year structures in School of Architecture, but to be a full-time academic, you'll probably benefit from getting a PhD. And that will also link to the second criterion, which is having a specialism. Because typically universities look for specialists in particular areas. So if you know everything there is to know about steel reinforcement in concrete, or about pre-stressing members in concrete structures, or natural ventilation in office buildings, or something else like that, where you can identify an area, read up about it, and become an expert. That will enable you to win grant funding from the research councils, to publish, because that's another great measure of success. And of course be prepared to move, because if you want to build an academic career, you very often have to move to different universities according to what they're looking for by way of openings for academic staff. And I think the other bit of advice, I suppose, that I never was given as a young person, it's taken me this event to think about it, is to know yourself, to know your own strengths and weaknesses. Are you a person who really wants to do conceptual design? Do you want to work in the back room doing calculations and technical drawings? Is that really your thing? Are you a front of house person? Are you very good with people? Are you very good at negotiating with people, winning their confidence in the golf club, bringing commissions back into your firm? Do you have leadership skills? Do you have the sort of personal charisma? Something like that? And I think there's another thing as well, which is about courage. Do you have personal courage? Because I think in engineering is very, very important. Otherwise you end up doing very, very conservative designs, which probably will hold you back. And I was going to say something as well about the type of firm. you can choose to some extent. You might prefer a small firm for the benefits that we've heard about. Larger firms, obviously, much more major projects. Although you might find yourself having to specialise on a smaller part. I think there is a question of what is your take on environmental impact? What is your take on commercialism? What is your take on the capitalist society? Do you want to be building extraordinary monuments to capitalism? Do you want to be building glass boxes in the desert with all the environmental implications? Or do you have more sort of social implication? Are you interested in helping people to lead better lives? And I suppose just to round off, I think the one thing that I have found in my career is I've got back to my roots, because although I'm not in practical, I've done a lot of writing for all sorts of different ways. And the thing that I've written most about is the potential of the built environment to improve social outcomes for those who use it. I'm not very interested in architecture with a capital A. Maybe that's why I'm not doing it. But I have gone back to the idea of the welfare state and the way in which buildings can improve lives. So I feel that's kind of a measure of success.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Are you going to go back to the story? Yeah. A couple of questions, Sebastian. Firstly, I'm going to pick up what you said about specialisms, because I imagine there's a lot of people here who are really encouraged to try it all and try to get involved in doing everything. Is it a dangerous business trying to be a specialist?
No, I think it's probably essential. It's not something that I got, let me admit. And again, it's why I haven't really succeeded in academia. I don't think I'm, of course, that's great. I'm not head of department. And I'm just not that fascinated by the microscopic properties of concrete. I just can't get into time. But let me tell you, if you are